They left him in the hallway. A newborn baby, wrapped in a worn hospital blanket. No mother, no name, no one waiting. Just a note. 3 words, scrawled in rushed handwriting. Please, take care. But the hospital didn't. Instead, they made calls, filed forms, and handed him off to the state like expired paperwork. 25 years later, that baby now, a man, walked back through those same hospital doors as its new owner. This is the story of Liam Carter, the boy nobody wanted, who grew into the man nobody could ignore. The night Liam was born, a storm was sweeping through the city. Power lines snapped. Rain flooded the sidewalks. The emergency room was chaos. But none of that explained why a baby was found silent and still, on a metal bench outside the neonatal wing. The nurses scrambled. Security cameras were checked. No trace of who left him. The doctors assumed the worst. Teenage mother, drug use, abandonment. Classic case. Paperwork was filed. The infant was listed as baby boy Doe, later renamed Liam by a nurse who quietly said, "At least he deserves a name." Foster care was not kind to Liam. He bounced between homes, some cold, some cruel, some just indifferent. Birthday candles rarely appeared. He learned not to ask about his parents. No one had answers or cared. At 7, he started reading everything he could get his hands on. At 9, he stopped crying when he was moved to a new home. At 11, he started keeping a journal, not of memories, but of promises. 1-page read, "One day, I'll come back, and they'll know who I am." No one understood why he stared so long at hospitals whenever they drove past one, but he remembered the place he was left. The place that said, without saying it, "You don't matter." Liam had every excuse to quit, to give in, to become angry, bitter, broken, but he didn't. He studied at public libraries. He cleaned gym floors for extra cash. He skipped lunch to save money for used textbooks. He wasn't chasing revenge. He was chasing something more. Proof that being left didn't mean being worthless. Proof that love wasn't the only thing that could shape a life. He had mentors, rare, quiet heroes. A janitor who handed him his first motivational book, Start With Why. A school counselor who taught him to budget. An old librarian who whispered one afternoon, "Your past isn't your prison, it's your fuel." At 18, Liam aged out of the foster system. He had no home, no family, no safety net, but he had something better, clarity. He knew what he wanted. Not pity, not handouts. Opportunity. He took a job as a warehouse loader by day. By night, he watched free business lectures online. He read case studies, taught himself spreadsheets, failed at his first business idea, then his second, then his third. But on his 4th attempt, something clicked. It was a small logistics app that helped local vendors track deliveries. It wasn't flashy, but it worked. Within 3 years, Liam wasn't just surviving, he was scaling. Liam's company grew from a 2-person garage office to a national logistics platform. Investors noticed. He stayed quiet, let the numbers speak. He never flaunted success. No flashy cars, no interviews. Only one photo sat on his desk. A copy of his intake sheet from the hospital. Abandoned, no known family. At 24, he made his first acquisition, a small courier network. At 25, he bought a failing hospital on the verge of bankruptcy. The same hospital, the hospital. He didn't gloat. He didn't announce it. He walked through the doors in silence, paused in the lobby, same grey tiles, same hallway where he had been left. The staff didn't know who he was at first. He toured the building, visited the neonatal wing, paused at the bench. He called a meeting, explained that under new ownership, things would change. No more rejection, no more neglect, no more forgetting people. And then, quietly, he placed a new plaque on the wall of the maternity ward. To every child who enters this world unwanted, you are not a mistake. You are not disposable. You are proof that love can start anywhere, even in silence. Signed, Liam Carter, owner, survivor, son. Before leaving that day, Liam visited the records room. He asked for his file. It was dusty, thin, cold, but he slipped a new page into it. A letter to the mother who left him. I don't know your name. I don't know your face, but I hope you're okay. I hope life was kind to you, and if not, I hope this helps you know I made it. I was loved. I became love. He folded the paper, closed the file, walked out into the rain, same weather, but now he wasn't the one being left. This wasn't a story about revenge. It wasn't about proving anyone wrong. It was about proving that love doesn't always start with arms wide open. Sometimes it begins in the quiet, in the pain, in the spaces where you weren't supposed to survive. Liam didn't just buy a hospital. He bought back the place where his life almost ended and turned it into a place where others could begin again. Because healing isn't always about being remembered. Sometimes it's about refusing to forget. To everyone who was told they don't matter, you do, you always did.